What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, showcasing the team that has helped me climb a lot over the past few days in the Halloween Cup. Guys, this team has been mad consistent for me. I've gained between 50 and 90 ELO every day that I have played this team. Now, that's not a kind of like massive jump in one day, but it's consistent climbing. In fact, I am now at 2888, meaning I am 112 points away from hitting legend. And if I do get close to hitting legend within maybe 50 points, I am going to be going live so that I can share that moment with y'all, if at all possible for me. Now, during the weekdays, not so much possible, but if it happens this weekend, definitely going to be firing up the stream. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you have the bell on so that you don't miss that moment. We're going to be taking a look at some of these battles. In the lead, I am running Mawile as my safe swap. I am using Golbat. Man, that thing is an incredible safe swap. And as a closer, I am running Jellicent. Now, of the three, Jellicent's actually the weakest on this team, which is saying a lot because Jellicent is a very, very strong pick. Now, I do think that I do have one moveset wrong as I showcase these battles. One thing that I am going to be changing myself is I'm going to be running Bubble as the fast move on Jellicent instead of Hex. I mean, Hex, of course, generates energy a little bit more quickly, but there's so many things in the meta that resist Hex that would be taking neutral from Bubble. So I am definitely going to be swapping that. Outside from that, everything is going to have the correct movesets on it. So you're going to see I'm able to close out this game right here where I was up against a Mawile mirrored lead, which I thought was very interesting. The whole reason that I started running Mawile is because it's rated as one of the best leads, but I saw very few people running it. So here I actually saw somebody running it, but it's not that common. Whenever I do see it, I play it just like that. I do some nice chip damage and then I swap. Into the next one, up against a Drapion lead. Unfortunately, they get a little bit of a late start there, but this is a great lead for my Mawile. We are triple resisting all of the fast moves, all of the Dragon Tails, and they are single resisting everything we throw, but we can win this by going either straight power up punch. That's going to be the safest way. Or you can also win this by going straight play rough. So if you are able to land a play rough, you're going to be able to take out this Dragalge and you'll be able to reach two of them before they're able to take you out in the one shield scenario. So I go the safe route here. I go straight power up punch just because like they're never going to shield power up punch. So I know I can definitely win switch in this situation. So I can eat this next Aqua Tail. I did have to give up one shield just because of the Aqua Tail spam is real. It was able to force a shield, but now I can throw this final power punch. Probably didn't even need to throw this. Maybe I could have farmed down. Again, just playing it safe. Going to be able to take them out. And they are going to bring out a Drapion, and look at that Fire Fang damage, able to take out about 20% of Drapion's health before they are able to poison sting me down. Now I'm going to bring in my Golbat. I'm not going to shield this first one because a crunch can debuff your defense, and it does. I mean, goodness gracious, it always happens on the first crunch for me. I don't know why, but that's all right. I can go for the Poison Fang here, increase the damage that they are taking from my fast move, and now I do have to give up a shield to keep my Golbat alive. So a little bit uncomfortable with that. We do have to go down 2 shields to 0, but I mean, I'll have a Golbat alive, which can always debuff their back Pokemon. So they are going to shield up that next Poison Fang, and in the back they have an Escavalier. So being down 1 shield, not a big deal for my Jellicent. Jellicent pretty much walls the Escavalier. I think Escavalier would win if it was 2 shields to 0. So if they didn't shield that Drapion, maybe they could have won. Regardless, I'm going to build up basically to 2 Shadow Balls. They're going to hit me with another Drill Run. It will not KO. And now I'm going to throw this one. I'm expecting a shield off this first one since the Drapion is so low, but they actually no shield. They're putting their faith in Drapion to be able to Poison Sting down my Jellicent and then to be able to crunch my Golbat. So I'm going to be trying to get out of this, trying to snipe them. Am I able to do it? Yes, able to snipe them with Golbat, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's jump on into the next battle. Golbat up against a Mandibuzz. So you would think this is a phenomenal lead. However, it is not. If they are running Air Slash, Mawile actually loses this in the one shield. So What I have been doing every time I run into this Mandibuzz is I actually just go straight play rough because I've run into probably 15 Mandibuzzes since I've been running this team, and only one of them has shielded this play rough. So boom, nearly takes out the Mandibuzz. They're not able to get to their next move, and let's see what they're going to come in with. So they're going to be coming in with a Nidoqueen. I'm going to pivot into my Golbat, and that's very important because anytime you see a Mandibuzz lead, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be running one of these dark poison types in the back. So I was able to lure out this Skuntank here. I'm going to be able to do some nice chip damage with my Golbat and finish it off with my Mawile so that my Jellicent does not have to see it, because Jellicent's going to have a really tough time against these dark and poison types because of course they're going to be able to hit me for super effective with their dark type moves while resisting all my fast moves and only taking neutral from Ice Beam. So I actually decided no shield since they are so low. I know I can hex them down. They go for the crunch instead of the flamethrower, and because of that, I'm able to simultaneously KO them. Jellicent's going to have a great time here against this Nidoqueen, especially since I'm running Ice Beam. Now you're going to notice in one of these battles, I am running Bubble Beam. That was what I was first running, and I corrected it later on. Ice Beam, you're definitely going to need it, and it's going to be helpful in situations like this. So we no shielded the first one in case it was the Poison Fang bait, because if you'd never want to shield a Poison Fang, then the Earth Power is going to do way more damage. So now I can safely shield up these next 2 attacks. Doesn't matter if I know they are Poison Fangs, there's just no reason for me not to shield since I have 2 shields. I got to use them at some point, right? So one more hex, able to make it to the Ice Beam. That's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. So yes, guys, that pivot is absolutely massive. Anytime you see that Mandibuzz lead, go straight for the play rough and then pivot if you can at all into your Golbat. It's saved me so many battles. Into the next one, up against an Obstagoon lead. So this is definitely a core breaker right here. You can't really swap out of this because you don't want your Jellicent to see this thing. However, your Mawile is also going to lose to this. So I can go straight for the power-up punch here. It is double super effective, but it's just a power-up punch. So yeah, I mean, they're not going to shield it, and they're still going to be able to win switch here. They do throw their next cross chop, which is good for me. I think they could have just countered down and had a low health Obstagoon. But now I can come in with my Golbat. I can commit to the farm down. They're going to be able to get off one Night Slash, but Night Slash is just not that hard of a hitting move that I'm really afraid of it. So I can easily eat this, load up on energy, and man, Golbat with loaded energy is absolutely deadly against most things except for these dark and poison types. So they bring out Drapion. I go for the Shadow Ball thinking that it would do like a pretty big boom of damage, but it didn't do that much. I knew it was resisted. I just thought it would take out like half their health and make the farm down a lot easier. I should have just gone straight Poison Fang. So learn from my mistakes there. Just go straight Poison Fang. So I'm going to shield up this Crunch because I don't want my Jellicent to see this thing. I'm going to build up to the Shadow Ball since they brought in their own Golbat, and I'm going to actually go for the Poison Fang bait. I know I might need energy later on. We get the shield. I'm going to come in with my Jellicent, and they are at the Shadow Ball. I'm going to go ahead and respect now. One Shadow Ball from a Golbat does not KO a full health Jellicent, and yes, here's the one where I'm running Bubble Beam. I think that's why I wanted to debuff them, because I don't have Ice Beam, so I had no way of one-shotting them. So I go for the Shadow Ball. It does get shielded. They're going to be able to reach their own Shadow Ball, but you're going to see Jellicent's going to be able to hang on here. It's not that scary. Yes, Jellicent hangs on as long as you don't get Poison Fang baited the first time, but they do make a really nice catch onto their dark and poison type Drapion. And I am able to hex them down, ready to swap out, going to need to get to the Shadow Ball to KO. They're throwing the Poison Fang right here. Can I survive this? Plus the wing attacks is going to be very, very tight. Am I able to make it? Able to make it to the Shadow Ball. This will take out their Golbat. My Golbat takes the dub. You love to see it. That was a very close battle, but we were able to take the win. Into the next one, Mawile into Azumarill. Terrible lead for Mawile. I mean, I say terrible. Play rough does still hurt the Azumarill, especially if you can get it boosted, but it's not a winning matchup. So we do swap out into Golbat, lure out their Drapion. This is good. Hopefully they don't have a second dark type in the back. Going to go ahead and eat the Crunch or the Aqua Tail. Here it is the Crunch. They do not get the defense drop, but it doesn't really matter because they are a Shadow Drapion. Shadow Drapion's crunches definitely hurt more. So I won't be able to survive a second one regardless. So they're going to be building up, going for the next crunch. Potentially I could shield, but I think I would have to double shield to farm down. And I'd rather just have the farm on my Mawile anyways, trying to get closer to that play rough. So we are able to take them out in a few Fire Fangs. They come back in with Azumarill, and I'm going to answer with my Jellicent. Now they are staying in and they are throwing energy, telling me they might be weak to the Jellicent in the back, but I'm not going to be throwing just yet in case they are trying to catch. Now I'm going for the Shadow Ball. Let's see if they want to throw up a shield. That will be a big tell. Yes. So they throw up the shield. That means they definitely are weak to Jellicent in the back. They do not want to see this Jellicent with whatever their third mon is. And I'm going to start shielding to keep this Jellicent alive. So I'm going to be building up, going for the next Shadow Ball right here. Let's see if they want to double shield their Azumarill. Yes, they do. So that Shadow Ball would not KO, by the way. So that's very interesting. I am going to go straight for the next Shadow Ball, just trying to throw them off so that they're not able to catch later on. And yeah, it lands. So they're going to be throwing their next play rough here. So I am going to go ahead and show this up. Going to be building up to another Shadow Ball, and then I'm actually going to swap into Mawile because I want to lure out their final Pokemon. And there it is. It's a Toxicroak, but they let me have an energy lead. I'm at the play rough. This hits for neutral, but oh my goodness, it hits hard. Nearly one-shots the Toxicroak. I'm able to farm down. They have to throw energy with their Azumarill because the Azumarill is very low, and I am doing some resisted damage with these Fire Fangs, but it doesn't matter. I make it to the Power Punch. Don't even need to hit any bubbles here. That's going to be a GG's well play to my opponent. So able to overcome the Azumarill lead. It's a little bit tricky, but it's really not that bad, guys. It's really not. You have two good answers for it. Into the next one, Mawile up against Galvantula. Obviously a great lead. However, it's always tricky with these swaps here because they're going to be swapping out into Quillfish, which my Jellicent just completely walls. But it's going to be doing some nice chip damage, and the last thing that I want is for that Galvantula to come in and get a ton of farm. So it's like, when do I really want to throw? Because of, I mean, it takes a little while to build up to these Shadow Balls, and I don't have a bait move. So I go ahead and let them get me pretty low here. Here's another Aqua Tail. Quillfish is just so incredibly spammy, and I'm going to build up to 100 energy and throw. So in hindsight, I should have let them get one more Aqua Tail off on me, because look at this. I'm going to get to another Shadow Ball here, and if this Jellicent, goodness, if this Galvantula wants to shield, they can just commit to the farm down, and they are going to be at a total of 5 vote switches. So they got 4 vote switches on my Jellicent, and they had 1 already. So yeah, I mean, they have a lot of energy. Now I call the bait here. It is the lunge. That is so good for me. And then they come out with Mandibuzz. So against these dark types, like I said, you're going to want to do a little bit of chip before you swap, but I also wanted to keep my Mawile very healthy for that Galvantula, so I do swap a little bit quicker in this one. They're gonna hit me with the foul play. I'm going to be dropping their defense as much as possible with these Poison Fangs. Now they should get to another foul play before I get to a third Poison Fang, but my opponent definitely makes a mistake in this battle. They were there, but they don't throw. I'm able to get to this next Poison Fang. This is going to get the shield from this bird, and now it was a CMP tie. So I can just let my Golbat go. I have 2 shields for my Mawile. I'm going to immediately throw this Power Up Punch while the Mandibuzz's defense is dropped. It almost takes them out. They're going to swap out into their Spider, and I am going to finally use my shields here. So I mean, if it's a lunge, it's a lunge, but I have to shield something. Able to farm them down. I have another Power Up Punch ready to go, and a non-stab Power Up Punch is going to take out this bulky Mandibuzz. You love to see it. All right, guys, let's jump on in to the next battle. We're going to have Mawile up against a Shadow Caesar. So this is going to be the one and only Jonkus Shadow Caesar line. Very strong team. However, this team generally eats it for breakfast. I mean, I have lost to it once, and it was actually on stream earlier today, but it was just, I wasn't paying attention. They had an extra shield that I didn't realize they had, so I made a pretty big misplay. Regardless, we're going to chip away at this Umbreon with our Mawile first, and then we're going to be swapping out into Golbat, going to be building up, going straight for the Poison Fang. No reason to overfarm here. We want to drop their defense as quickly as possible, especially since they're going to be able to swap out of this if they want to, since I did stay in with Mawile for a little while. So their switch clocks are misaligned. If they want to, they can take advantage of that, but that also will guarantee that my Mawile ends up aligned with their spider. So like, it's up to them. Gonna go for this next Poison Fang right here. Let's see if I get a shield at this point. Do they keep their Umbreon healthy? They do not. So their Umbreon's pretty low. I come in with a Mawile. They did finally swap, but they waited until my switch clock was ready anyways, so it worked for me. Go for the Power Punch. A little bit of a misplay on my part because they do still reach a move here. I was trying to prevent them from reaching this Night Slash, but they still reach it. A little misplay, it's fine. Azumarill is going to come in either way, and I'm going to go for this play rough. So this is a boosted play rough into Azumarill, takes out nearly half of Azumarill's health, which is just so good for me because now one Shadow Ball will just about take out this Azumarill, plus the hexes. Yeah, it will definitely take out the Azumarill. So they do still have a shield advantage and they have an energy lead, so this game is far from over. Plus they have that Umbreon still alive, so they throw the play rough and they immediately bring out Umbreon. I was ready for it though. I swap into my Golbat, going for the Poison Fang. This will take out the Umbreon or get a shield. They decide to give up a shield, which is perfectly fine by me because this Umbreon is not healthy enough to be able to get to 2 moves. Even with Jellicent running Hex and them resisting the Hexes, not a big deal. I'm just going to farm down. Now I have 100 energy to dump into this, Azumarill. The first one doesn't even get shielded. They tried to call my bait. They knew that was their win con. I'm able to hex them down. That's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. And that's going to be it for today, guys. Let me know what you thought of this team in the comments down below. Let me know if you're going to try it out for yourself, or if you have another team that's working really well for you in either the Open Great League or the Halloween Cup. Let me know. I want to know. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. Thank y'all all for watching. And until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.